إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في سبيل الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. وبعد، فيقول الله عز وجل في التنزيل الحكيم من بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. الحمد لله على نعمه ما ظهر منها وما بطن. All praise is due to Allah alone subhanahu wa ta'ala for all His graciousness, His grace, and all the blessings that He gives us. Alhamdulillah. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة. In Surah Al-Tahrim, O people, O you who believe, يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة. O you who believe, protect yourself and your family from what? From a fire whose fuel is people and stones. To take the words of Sheikh Isam al-Bashir, the wealth of a nation, it's not the natural resources, it's not the gold that's in the bank, it's not the institutions that are built, it's not the land that it's owned, it's the youth. That's what the wealth of a nation is. And so true, because the Prophet ﷺ himself placed a major emphasis on the children. One generation after another takes over, and if we do the right thing with our children, wallahi, there will be more Islamic centers, there will be more Islamic institutions, there will be more Muslims in every aspect of life in this land and somewhere else that will change the course of history in every nation. In every nation. Allah says it in Surah Al-Kahf. Al-malu wal-banuna zinatul hayati dunya. The most beautiful things in this earthly life is what? Wealth and children. Major emphasis on that. I have asked many times, and alhamdulillah it will happen, that I give this lecture to the parents and to the youth and the social behavior. And today, youth, the teenagers, I will ask you to bear with me because it's going to be a little rough ride for you. But I don't mean at all to embarrass you. I mean to open your minds, and I don't mean to embarrass any father or mother in this masjid. Not at all, not at all. I want all of us to start to become better in terms of our thinking and critical thinking and doing what we are supposed to do. What goes on around. Allah says in Surah Ibrahim, وَقَدْ مَكَرُوا مَكْرَهُمْ وَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ مَكْرُهُمْ وَإِنْ كَانَ مَكْرُهُمْ لِتَزُولَ مِنْهُ الْجِبَالِ. Let's look at what this says. I repeat, and they have plotted their own plan, and with Allah is their plan, and verily their plan is such that mountains can be removed, literally blown up, because of the evil of their plan. And when I gave this lecture a couple of times in different states in the US here, different cities, I know the big question mark is, who are they? Why did I pick up this particular verse? Why? Who are they? And the tendency that we have, we are thinking about what? Foreign policy, governments, this. It's not that. That is not. You will see. Let's look at it. I usually hit the youth with pictures, which I cannot do here. But if you walk in the malls, you will find young teenage girls with hijab on, mashallah, from here up. That's the perfect example. But a good number of them from the shoulders down, there is no difference. There is no difference whatsoever with what other teenagers who are non-Muslims wear. And go on the internet and check the pictures. And I usually tell the youth, because the girls, they get nervous when they see this. I tell them, don't worry, the boys are not spared. Because when we look at what the boys do, there is no difference. There is no difference whatsoever in terms of following the latest trends that are outside. And parents, there is a tremendous pressure on you, because I am a parent too and have 4. Tremendous pressure on the parents. And I will tell you about the statistics as well. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned it. الرجل على دين خليله فلينظر أحدكم من يخالل. Man will follow the path of who? Of his friend. Then let each one of you find out who his friend or her friend is. So the youth, I ask you, question yourself. And some of you, they know me. You know me very well. I was the principal here when you were younger. And I used to tell you, you do not choose, you don't let your friends choose you. You choose your friends. Because you are in an Islamic school. And we tell you what to do. In fact, we don't tell you, we show you. You choose what to do. You choose to put a list of who your friends are. I pray, therefore I want my friends to pray. Now, if they don't pray, I choose to pick them up because there is something good in them, but eventually invite them to the path of Allah. I don't let my friends choose me because I don't know what I may turn later on in my life. There's a tremendous pressure on us. Let's look at it. The boys, I'll urge you, literally I urge you to look at some of the pictures about what the boys do, because it's terrible. Now the question about they, who are they? Listen to the statistics, brothers and sisters. Statistics of 2016 on teenagers. Okay, in the United States, the total number of teens in the US is close to 30 million teenagers. The total spending of the US teenagers is $258 billion a year. $258 billion a year. I can go on. The list is very, very long. The total annual income in the US is $91.1 billion. The average income, and they go on. They classify, remember they, وَمَكَرُوا مَكْرَهُمْ وَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ مَكْرُهُمْ. They plot, okay, and their plot is with Allah. This is the they. It's no longer about governments. It's about corporate world. How they see you and your child and your spouse and dollar sign. We are dollar signs for them, particularly the youth. Particularly the youth. In fact, the average annual income for children between 12 and 40 years old, you will be surprised, is $2,767. That's from 12 to 14. I know some minds are going, but my children, you know, they go to an Islamic school and I'm sure I'm making... Well, your children are no different. Our children are part of this society. We are as American as we can be. In fact, we should be more dignified because some of us have chosen to be Americans, like the forefathers of those Americans who walk the street and say, you foreigners go somewhere else. They should pay us tribute for having chosen to be Americans like their forefathers chose to be Americans that migrated like us. So we are not outside of this. We are part of this society. Our children are part of these statistics that I'm telling you about. So be careful about that. I can go on more. 17 magazine surveys. This is frightening. Percent of girls who would take $1,000 over hanging out with so-and-so. I don't want to give a name. They would give $1,000 just to be for 1 hour with someone. The percentage is 81%. 81% of those teenage girls are ready to give $1,000 to spend 1 hour with some celebrity. In fact, there was a video running around where they would show different pictures of presidents and vice presidents, and no one of those university students would know who that person's name was. They didn't. And it was not difficult. John Biden, everybody knows us, knows him from us here. We know who the actual president and vice president. They didn't, and these are Americans. But guess what? The third picture was what? Was one of the celebrities. Everybody knew her. Amazing! Amazing how the brainwashing is being done. And are our children spared? La wallahi. Unless we turn on that click. We turn on the switch in their minds, because they will be making that choice, not us. Remember, I always told you, brothers and sisters, we do not control anyone except ourselves. For our children, we guide them. Our spouse, we guide. If you try to control 1 year, 2 years, by the age of 16, 17, you will have a rebellion at home. In fact, not too long ago, he contacted me, asking me, begging me, please, brother, please, I need help with my son. What are we doing with our kids? Are we just keeping them in a cocoon, in a closed shell, and the day that they have to open their wings and fly, they are literally crippled because they don't know how to fly, because we did not expose them? Ask yourself. And I ask myself, you're flipping the channels and there is a scene that you hate, and everybody saw it in the house. Two possibilities for the action to take. You get mad, you slam the TV, and maybe you just cut it off for good, and that's wrong. We don't do that. Or this is a learning moment where you have a big smile and you look at your family members and your children and you say, that was bad, wasn't it? Do Muslims do that? Does a decent human being who has some sense of shamefulness, of modesty, would accept pictures like that? Don't even enter into the halal and the haram. Bring their consciousness, bring them to think about it. Would you like someone to look at you, in half naked or all naked, son or daughter? They would say, no, Bob, okay. If you feel that uncomfortable, then we should not look at that. The teenagers that I talked to, they were shocked when I mentioned the verse in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells this. It says, tell the believing man to lower their gaze, and tell the believing women to lower their gaze. Recent studies is showing, very recent, they did some tests on 60 plus people, and they had them watch very promiscuous material, very bad material for many hours a day, and they were paid for that, by the way. And the study was done on their brain. They found out, and I have doctors here, I'm sure, medical doctors, you can check with them, because I did check in my last khutbah, on my last lecture, I checked with one of the medical doctors who was there. The gray matter that we have in our brain, if we look at that kind of material and open your ears, the youth, open your ears, the adults. If we look at the bad material, the things that Allah has made haram, for too long, the gray matter shrinks. And the gray matter, ask the doctors, is responsible for the intellectual abilities of the human being. That means intelligence. That means the more we go into that direction, the more of I wouldn't even say a beast we become, we just lose it. We lose our intelligence. We go back to that reptilian type of brain that just looks for reproduction, that's all. So we ask ourselves, are we helping our kids by keeping them in a cocoon? No. Are we helping them by letting them all free to do what they... No. We will be helping them when we have some openness, when we sit with them, when we let them ask questions, because they need somebody to answer them, brothers and sisters. Someone has to answer these kids. They have questions that are very critical. And if you cannot, if you have some type of, let's say, hesitation, don't say, no, I don't want to answer that. Tell, you know what? Let me ask Ammu, maybe he can sit with you for a while. I heard he works very well with the youth. Why don't you ask Khalid? She is very nice. The other day I heard that she was giving a lecture to the teenage girls. Maybe you can sit with her. If it's too hard for you to open up these subjects, you have to, brothers and sisters. We have to do that. Because we will lose them. We will lose our kids. Someone called Dr. Hamid Ghazali and he said, my son Hafid, 25 years old. 25 years old, turned into Christianity. 25, turned into Christianity. Hafidun Kitabullah. And I ask myself, where is the disconnection? What happened in the course of those 25 years that caused that young man to change? A sister a long time ago cried, telling me, my son is just marrying a Christian lady and he turned into Christianity. And I asked, what went wrong in the brain of that young man? Are we aware of that? Can we get closer? There is lots of room for our brothers. Going back to the they, Dr. Robert McChesney, he said, he has a PhD in sociology. He said, upon being asked, so what is the emotional, spiritual, ethical effect of having all of your authentic cultural artifacts sucked up into this machine, the machine of selling and literally putting it on others? He goes, well, it really promotes the sort of world in which you don't think anything matters unless it serves your material gain. Your material gain, that's all. And he goes, why be honest? Why have integrity? Why care about other people? That's for somebody else. We're just here to make money off of you. They see us and our children, and they, not only the Muslims, we're not talking about the Muslims, they see every single individual walking the earth as a way of making money out of them. And for that, they are ready to deliver to them whatever their whims and desires, ittiba'ul hawa, will tell them. If I want to have hair like this, I will find a company that will provide me for hair like that. If I want to have half a suit just with one sleeve and the other not, you will find a company that will give you that at a high price, because this is the demand is very low. That means, the supply is low. That you study it, demand and supply. They will do that. They will do that. What are we doing? Another question. He said, yes, everyone should be everyone for themselves. That means there is no amr bil ma'ruf, nahi anil munkar, okay, removal of the bad things from the street, telling people what to do right and telling them that this is wrong. There is no more of that. It's a free game, literally. There is a danger, brothers and sisters. Do we realize that many young Muslim women, and I'm talking from the age of 20 all the way to 30, 35, they are refusing to get married on the basis that they are afraid of the marriage, on the basis that they see too much domestic violence, and some of them, what they do, they marry non-Muslims. Why? Because they are afraid. There's no doubt, one thing, but they are also what? They are influenced. They are influenced by what we see on a day-to-day basis. Young men who are about to get married, I ask you to show the same kind of gentility, kindness. And maybe one of the sisters will see that in you and she will marry you for that. Because they are afraid. They said, those who come from overseas, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We have social problems. We have social problems in our community. I don't know if we realize that or not. And we have to treat these problems accordingly. We cannot put our head under the sand like an ostrich. We can't do that. I will continue. And I already mentioned the verses. فَذَلِكَ أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمَ وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراؤون ويمنعون الماعون. This surah by itself tells us about telling others to do the right thing. Who are those who are bad to the society? Okay, those who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they just want earthly gain, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمِ, they are bad to the orphan. They don't provide nourishment and food for the poor and the needy. So there is a dichotomy. If we follow what I said that they want us to follow, then we are not on the right path. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقون. In Surah Ali Imran. Allahu Akbar. You were the best of the nations that has come to what? To people. Open. Let nobody tell you, brother and sister, that you should go back to your homeland because this is not the land of Islam. Let nobody tell you that. This is as Muslim land as it can be. The North Pole is as a Muslim land as it can be. Brazil is as a Muslim land as it can be. So wherever the Muslim is, that is home for him or her. And home means what? Amr bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. To ordain righteousness and to forbid the wrongdoing. And we should stand with the Christians and the Buddhists and the Jews and those who have some kind of decency and modesty in front of this literally war against our children. We should stand by their side and say to the corporate world, enough of this. We want something better for our families, for our children. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. اللهم اغفر لي ولوالدي والمؤمنين. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا مباركا والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless everyone that was the reason or the seed for this center. Those who were here before us, some of them, they already left. And some are still here. Those who one day decided that we will have the largest center in the Irving, if not the DFW area, because it serves its purpose. Alhamdulillah. When we build institutions like this, we have to keep them alive so that the youth who will come after us will do better than us by keeping them alive. And Alhamdulillah, I ask him subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless everyone that comes to this masjid and keeps it alive. Wallahi, these are centers of light in the darkness. Wal-iyadhu billah. And the non-Muslims, they feel it. People of decency. Many of them are good people. Many. A large number of the non-Muslims are very good people. And they need the light of Islam. They need institutions like this. So when we have that traffic on a Saturday or a Sunday of an open house, we know that this masjid, there is barakah in it. When I have the youth playing after Isha prayer, basketball or whatever it is, there is barakah in this center. It is attracting, alhamdulillah, not only the youth but also the adults. When we have programs running, alhamdulillah, with great scholars, I say Allahu Akbar. We are, alhamdulillah, we are in a very, very good shape. And we need to do more for that. As you all know, brothers and sisters, I'm part of the Shura Council. And I care about this center. I care about this center since the day I saw it. And it was in 2008, I believe, when I came. My memory is good. We have a great, great center. We have great people. We have great community. The colors that we have here are amazing. The ethnic backgrounds, the languages that we have, everything. This is min ayatillah. These are from the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we look at each other with a big smile, this is by itself the biggest blessing that we could have. And I'm here today to ask of your help to continue this work. And you have to be patient with me. Please, I ask of you to be patient. Every year we bring 200 families of refugees. We feed them, we treat them in the best way, and they take something with them. There is constantly either a bazaar running, or a lecture running, or you name it. MashaAllah, la quwwata illa billah. We have so much to offer. Let's keep it this way. We have a school. The school has been attracting people from New York and California and Washington State, and in my time at least, and I know it probably still does. We have to continue this. This is a work, and that money that we give, even if we have taken it with some kind of hardship, illa wallah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put blessing in you and in your family. Maybe not directly, you will see it in more wealth, but you will see it in your health, you will see it in your children being righteous, you will see it in your spouse being nice to you, being a righteous spouse, whether it be the husband or the wife. So think about it in this term. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi.